Hey, this episode of Mod to the Max 2, we're going to start working on some functional leather making and cloth work from HideAndFabric mods. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're back in the Mod to the Max 2 world. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. So, quick recap. Let's go over some of the construction that's been going on. I did get the animals moved over here, so we got a spot for horses and pigs. And I got a spot for the cows and the chickens and the rams. So got all that moved over. We'll do a quick look on the inside too. I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm not going to bore you with building processes. I mean, this is a modded series and we can build. There's no mods that's helping me with building. So why do I want to bore you with the building techniques? I'll be doing more and more building as time goes on and probably in other episodes or other series. But I'm not going to bore you with the building details. Just as a reminder, what we're doing here is we're going to build a little village right here, right? And we're going to have everything that we want kind of around a central courtyard area, which is kind of going in right here. This little lake I thought worked really good to center it. So we're going to be putting kind of, all the buildings kind of around this area, opening up to the middle, coming in. We're going to be working in this building today. This building is where I'm putting in the workshop. So I got my HelveHammer set up. And we're going to be doing I'm going to be continuing to do some work in this area. Haven't exactly figured out what my plans are going to be for it yet. And then the warehouse area is going to go in right here. Will be the warehouse for storing all of our items. Last episode I did was the HideAndFabric mod spotlight video. Love that mod. And we can look at it. We are in summer. It's August. And we know, as we play Vintage Story, we know what that means. That means that winter's right around the corner and good warm clothing is going to be important. So that's what we're going to be working on today. We're going to set up an area here for processing leather. We're going to set up an area here for the dyeing area, and then any other items that have to do with the clothing or leather are going to be in the storage area right here. Let's start with leather working first. So we're going to want to have 1 and 2 and 3. So we'll have those there, and then we'll do another 3, and then I'm going to need a few more. Yeah, we're going to need a few more over there. Okay, let me get some stuff gathered up. I'll come back and we'll get to constructing. First thing I want to do is I need a door on here. Let's put a door on. There we go. Keep us a little safer. All right, so now we're inside. So we need to make a couple more barrels. And let's start off right here. I don't think I can over make them. I mean, I'm sure if I tried, I could. But right now, I think I'm going to need quite a few of these because we got a lot of colors for the dyes to do too. So let's do 2 more. 1, 2 there. And, let's do 4 right over here. So I'm going to use this for making my lime water in that area, which means I'm going to need a source block of water here. So I think that's going to be, well, we're going to need water over in this area too. So a couple source blocks of water probably would be a good idea. Yeah, let's do a couple source blocks of water. I think what I'll do is I'm going to end up putting like 1 right here. Because then I can reach this whole area here with that. That'll work. And then over here, we're going to need 1 also. And I'm going to be doing a lot of the dyeing and stuff will be right along this side. So let's put it right here in this corner. That we'll make this not the shift key, control key. So let's talk about HideAndFabric mod. Via the mod spotlight video, you saw that it does come with a few items. Whenever you harvest animals, you get these large hides. And I don't know if I talked about this in the video or not, but let's take this this golden hair. Let's do this one, the smoky gray hair fur. Now, if I don't want to make, you know, anything with that one in particular, I could convert it over to a small hide. You just do that by just dropping it in there. Okay, so just putting it in there converts it over to a small hide. And then you can do that with any of these. So if I were to put the sheep in there, you see you get the large off of it. If I were to put the bear in here, you're going to get the huge hides. So you do have that option of converting them over instead of using them in this form. If we wanted to actually do some work with them, like if I were to take this boar hide and we go and look at it, we can make boar hide boots. We can make the boar hide cap with just a little bit of string and a knife. And that's something that you'll see with most of the modded items from HideAndFabric. They are going to need twine as well as the hide, and in some cases leather as well. And certain items will get you certain boost. So if we were to go and look at which one is it? I thought it was the fox boots actually give you like a running boost on it. It may not show them on here. Courier boots, that's what I'm thinking of. Walk speed plus 6% does increase your hunger rate, but you can make the courier boots. You can make the traveling boots, which will get you a 10% boost on it. Those require a lot of fabric, a lot of string, a lot of leather, but pretty good little boost. I don't know if I've got enough. Yeah, I don't have enough flax for that just yet. But one of the things that will help with the flax, of course, we may not need boots. I mean, we're flying, right? We may not need boots. But one of the things that does help with the fabric side of it is HideAndFabric does have jute and also cotton. I don't think I found any of the cotton yet. No, I did find some of the jute. So it looks like probably some of it's getting close to harvesting. And the jute, if we go to jute, you'll get the jute fibers turned into the jute twine. And then you can use the twine anywhere that you would normally use a regular twine from flax. So you can use them in there. One of the cool things is you can make a burlap sack, and that burlap sack is like a pantry all within itself. It does have better stats as far as food rotting speeds, so it doesn't quite rot as fast. This is a good one, and it's 12 slots. So when we go to harvest these, you'll see they don't drop the leather anymore. All they drop now is the hide, but we've seen how you can actually convert that over for later use. Now, not all the animals will drop the hide. So like the modded animals, such as the horses and the jacks and the jennies, they won't drop a hide. They'll just drop the normal leather that you would normally get. But sheep will drop a hide or a pelt, and so will the pigs. And the bears, the foxes, raccoons, the rabbits, all that will. All right, so we're talking about the dyes, and there are certain dyes that we can make with just plants. And if you need to know, you can go to your survival handbook, hit H, and we can click on the blue dye, and we can see the blue dye can be made with corn flour. That's why I was trying to look for that. But we can make the woad blue dye, which will work just the exact same way. And that just uses the woad flour. So I went and gathered up a bunch of those. Red dyes will need vermilion, or you're going to have to do the diluted cassiterite and some powdered hematite to get the red. So that's not too hard. Yellow dye can be done with onions or heather. And the purple dye can be done with the black currants or the blueberries thrown into a barrel. Or if you wanted to, you could take the blue dye and add the powdered hematite to it. Green dye is really simple. You can make green dye just using dry grass or lily of the valley. The orange dye is yellow dye with the onions mixed in with it, or if you wanted to use powdered bauxite, if you had powdered bauxite, you could mix it with one of the, like with the diluted cassiterite, and you could get it that way. Black dye, rusty gears, or the powdered rusty metal, or you can throw the metal scraps in with a gray dye to be able to get that, but you got to get to the gray dye first. Gray dye is water with those same things, so it'd be almost like double dosing with the metal parts to get to the black dye. Pink, you can do that with the cranberries, so it's really not that hard at all. White dye, you need the powdered borax and a diluted borax, or if you have the I don't think it'll show up here. One more. No, it won't do it with the cassiterite. You can do it with the chromite or the alum and with the tin oxide. So that is the primary colors that you can make using the dye. So you've got one, if you don't count, just one blue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I've got one extra. So I guess I get rid of that one in the middle or one on the end there. I always like to keep an extra one here because you're going to be moving stuff around, and I would like to have a drum of just the diluted cassiterite so I could mix it up if I needed to in smaller batches. But let's go ahead and get started here. So we've got 50 liters of water in this one. And if we wanted to say we wanted to make the green dye, we would need to have 4 and 4. So let's take that one down to 40. Take that one to 40. And we'll do 36 and 40. And so we'll turn into 40 liters of green dye after 4 days of sealing. We'll seal that one up. This one, we're going to use the woad on it. And to use the woad blue, it is a 4-2. So we've got 50 in there right now. So let's go ahead and take it down to 40 also, just for easy maths. So if we've got 40, we need 4, so that'd be, we've got 10 of the 4. So 20. Sometimes when I mix up the woad, I don't get it right. There we go. I got it. So seal that one up. That'll give us some blue. And then for the heather on this one, for getting into the yellow, it's a 4 for 4 also. So let's just do one more out of there. $40 and $40. And seal that up. So that's a 1-to-1, that's a 1-to-1, that's a 1-to-2 for the mix ratio. Now there is another dye. So if we look at, like, if we wanted to make brown cloth, we could use strong tannin for that. So that's not one that's going to show up under dyes. It's going to be under the tannin. That's why I had an extra one there. Haha. There we go. So let's go ahead and throw that in there, and we'll get the weak tannin going. And then once we get the weak tannin done, then we can throw in some more oak in there to get the strong tannin. And then it'll be ready to go. Well, it looks like all the jute is ready. So let's go ahead and harvest it up. I don't know if we'll have enough to really do anything, except for maybe a little bit of twineage for maybe doing some crafting of some leather goods. So if we do H, take a look at that. We can turn that into the jute twine, and you'll see jute twine we can use for pretty much everything that we normally would as far as stitching goes. If we turned it into burlap, you can see that then we can use it for just about everything that we normally could, but it will be slightly different. So instead of making cloth, it's burlap. So if we were to use it, it would make burlap cloth. It would make horsetail poultice from burlap, the honey sulfur poultice from burlap, and the burlap sack is another one that we can make from this one instead of the sack like this, the linen sack. Now, once we get these rams and the ewes, the bighorns, once we get them to generation 2 or higher, we'll be able to start shearing them for wool. And then as they get higher, level 3, level 4, level 5 are on the generations, then when they give birth, they have a chance to actually give domesticated lambs, and sheep will grow from them instead of just the rams. So pretty cool. I like that. And of course, the lambs do put off a lot more wool than what these do. But so we got to get this must be generation 3 to shear on the ram. Ewes must be generation 2 to shear on them, and I think all mine are pregnant, so that's good. So we've got some jute fibers, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put those into that so we have something for to do a little bit of construction with. And I think one of the first things I'd like to look at doing, let's look at the sheep, and we can do linen, cotton, or woolen. I think we can use, no, we got actually the fabrics for that. For the boots though, we could make a pair of sheep hide boots. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to need 2 of these, and we're going to need 1 and 1, and then the leather, and we're going to need a knife. So if we look at our normal boots that we have on right now, the commoner, of course they're terrible, but their max warmth is 1. These have a max warmth of 2, so we're definitely going to put those on. Looking pretty spiffy, don't mind them at all. Gloves wise, was there some gloves that we could make? The Survivor tailored leather gloves, black, orange. There's the fur gloves. Don't think that wasn't from HideAndFabric. I guess it's just woolen, cotton, and linen gloves that we can make from those. But those are like 0.8. 1. Fur gloves 1.5. That's probably going to be the ones that we want to make to protect us. And then as far as the hats go, I think they call them caps. Let's do it this way. Let's look at the boar hide one more time. That's the one, boar hide cap, max warmth 1.5. So let's make one of those as well. I mean, we could make it out of, maybe we can't do it out of the sheep. We can definitely do it out of the boar hide. And that's wool or cotton or flax. I can't make it out of jute. That's okay. I've come prepared. Voila. Boar hide cap. That's interesting. So it gives it a little bit of a render issue because they're occupying the same space. Hey folks, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for spending time with me. I really do appreciate it. Next episode, we're going to be doing a couple mod spotlight videos, talking more along the lines of clay forming and in the pit kiln. So that should be a lot of fun. Other than that, when we come back, I'll get some build stuff done between episodes and gather up some more resources. So that way, whenever we get into the fun part of the episodes after the mod spotlights, we'll be able to get some stuff done. Okay. So thanks for spending time with me. This is Shino, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.